The flood was in October of 2015.
It's been 4 years since the gates to Scotty's castle closed to the public.
Storm stalled basically right on this hillside.
The crowd favorite nestled inside Death Valley National Park, undergoing massive renovations. All due to a flash flood that took out utilities and left the road in pieces. Here's what it looked like last fall. Today, definite progress. Abby Wines is a management assistant with the park.
This is a buried K-rail, so it's a concrete barrier. Sometimes people call them Jersey barriers, but that's buried underneath the side of the road to keep the water from undercutting the sides.
The question now, could it happen again? And according to the Cultural Landscape Foundation, the answer is yes. The Washington, D.C.-based education and advocacy group placing the Castles District on their 2019 list of cultural landscapes now threatened by climate change.
What the predictions from most scientists are for the Death Valley area is that storms that were once in a 100-year probability of happening will happen more frequently than that.
Also on the list, California's giant Sequoia Range, threatened by fire, and the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad Monument in Maryland, at risk from rising water and settling. Here in Death Valley, Mother Nature's wrath pushed through this wall at the Scotty's Castle Visitor Center.
So this faint mark on the wall here is the high water mark.
But good old-fashioned engineering is pushing back.
One is putting in flood control structures up canyon from here. One is a large berm that will wrap around the tail end of this building upstream that will help to deflect the larger floods.
And Wine says the property and its story are worth preserving.
Scotty's real name was Walter Scott, and in a nutshell, he was a con artist.
It dates back to the 1920s. Walter Scott duping investors into believing he had a gold mine in Death Valley. One of those investors, Albert Johnson, who built the castle and became a good friend to Scotty despite his deception. In fact, the castle itself was used to perpetuate the gold mine lie.
We're headed down into the basement and then into the tunnels.
Here in the tunnels underneath the main house, employees would drag chains while reporters interviewed Scotty upstairs.
And a reporter would ask what that is, and they would be told, don't tell anyone, don't put this in your story. But that's Scotty's gold mine.
Today, the tunnels store unused tile for a pool that was never finished, while back outside, renovations from the 2015 flood are topping $47 million. Fortunately, the castle itself was not affected by the flood, but with no climate control, all of the furnishings had to be removed and stored off-site. The hope now is to get reopened by October of 2021. Too late for today's visitors like Dennis MANYAK from Illinois.
You know, we got bad climate in Chicago, so that's the only climate I know. But I know the climate changes has affected a lot of things.
But here in Death Valley, the legend of a man named Scotty refuses to be washed away. Denise